dragging this monster-sized suitcase and a giant tote stuffed with Labubu's up 5 flights of stairs. But honestly, I couldn't be happier. This was it. My very first apartment. First time alone, baby! Suddenly, I heard a loud skidding sound from the railing above me. Watch out! She crashed into me. My cup burst open and Labubu's were flying like neon confetti. That was awesome! My first ever Labubu rain! Wait, are these yours? They're so cute! Can I keep one? I'm Sam, by the way, room 554. Oh, perfect! I'm moving into 555. I'm Millie. Oh my god, new neighbor! We're gonna be best friends! Sam gave me the grand tour of the city. She knew all the cool spots, thrift shops, rooftop cafes, and of course, the party scene.
Ladies, right on time.
That was Sam's boyfriend, Caleb. They literally met here and fell into some whirlwind romance. Tonight, he even booked us VIP. We hit the dance floor and went wild until the sky turned pale. It felt like I was living a TikTok montage. And then, reality slapped me. What? $1,000? That's literally half my emergency fund! Relax, girl. Money comes and goes, and I know just the place you can earn it back. The next day, Sam landed me a job at her workplace, a high-end boutique that looked straight out of a fashion magazine. Rows of designer shoes like museum pieces, dresses glittering under spotlights, perfume in the air like magic dust. Just between us, Millie. After closing the store, we try on all the clothes. Holy fashion moguls! It was like our own runway. We strutted in a sequin jacket, twirled in an oversized coat, and posed so fiercely as if we were on the cover of Vogue. It was fun and all, until the store reported missing items, and we were in the hot seat. I swear, we didn't steal a thing! We only tried the clothes on, that's it! But it didn't matter. We were the only ones caught on security cameras. We were fired on the spot. It was a miracle we weren't pressed with charges. As if things weren't bad enough already, Sam came to me. She was literally shaking. Caleb was in serious debt. Bad guys tricked him, Millie! They won't let him off if he doesn't pay! I hate to ask this. I don't have anyone else to turn to. So could you lend us $1,000? 1,000? Sam, that's a lot! I know. Forget it. I'll just face them without the money, I guess. Wait, I'll do it. I'll lend you the money. Just please stay safe, okay? So I handed her the last of my emergency fund. Still feeling uneasy, but I told myself I'd earn it back. I'd find a new job. But easier said than done. Every interview ended the same, "We'll be in touch." Spoiler, they never were. By the time I dragged myself back home, all I wanted was to cry it out in Sam's room, but she didn't answer. Sam, come on, it's me. I pushed the knob. The door wasn't locked. My stomach twisted as I entered the room. The room was empty, completely stripped like she'd never lived there in the first place. Right in the middle of the floor sat a single crumpled note. I'm sorry, Millie. Forgive me. My throat went dry, then it hit me. I'd been played. After that, I shut myself in. Days blurred together. I lived on instant noodles for every meal, and my savings melted away with every slurp. I had to pack up almost everything I owned, kept only the bare essentials, and sold the rest in front of the building. And then, my precious Labubus. Watching strangers scoop them up for crumpled bills felt like selling pieces of myself. By nightfall, everything was gone. All I had left was a wad of cash and an empty apartment. That night, I curled up on the sofa, but no matter how I twisted and turned, I couldn't sleep. The next morning, my phone buzzed with a new notification.
Congratulations! You've been accepted for the position at Funland Toys!
I rubbed my eyes. It was real. I got a job! I got a job! Just then, there was a knock on the door. Weird. Nobody ever came by since Sam. Standing at the door was one of the most put-together guys I'd ever seen, like straight out of a rom-com.
Hey, I'm James. I just moved in next door, room 554. I thought I'd...
My stomach flipped. Room 554. Sam's old room. Not interested. I slammed the door so hard the frame rattled. Anyone tied to that cursed room could stay far, far away from me. My first day at Funland Toys actually started out great. The manager gave me a tour, even assigned me a mentor. Then the universe decided to play a joke. My mentor was none other than Mr. Room 554. And judging by his smug little side eye, he definitely wasn't planning on letting our door incident slip anytime soon. I had no choice but to trail after him like a guilty puppy, terrified of messing up. My hands shook, scanning barcodes. My voice cracked when I greeted customers. I got too nervous when stacking action figures. I toppled the entire pile. I braced myself for an explosion. Instead, he just sighed, crouched down, and restacked them one by one. And surprisingly, he was super patient. He even walked me through every task until I survived my first trial month. Then came my first paycheck. I swore I'd be responsible. Save up, budget like an adult. 2 days later, I blew nearly all of it on a giant, shiny, flat screen. So there I was, trying to push the thing upstairs and cursing at every step, convinced I'd be stuck here with this stupid TV forever.
You're blocking the way.
Oh, James, sorry, it's just I have no idea how to deal with this thing. He sighed, then grabbed one end of the box. Together, we heaved it up the stairs. I was gonna thank him properly this time, but his door was already shut behind him. Typical James. So yeah, by month's end, I was broke again. Back on the sofa, slurping noodles. Then there was a knock on the door. It was James, only he was completely drenched.
Hey, my water line broke. Can I use your shower? Please, I'm freezing.
My brain short-circuited. Him? Inside my place? I couldn't let him see this? I don't think that's a good idea. His expression shifted. A blink, then frustration took over him.
Seriously? After everything? I try to be decent to you, and this is what I get? What exactly did I do to deserve that?
Heat rushed to my ears, guilt tangled with pride choking me.
Stop pretending!
With shaking hands, I opened the door and stepped aside, barely able to meet his eyes. The second he walked in, he froze at the sight of my bare apartment. Shame burned through me. Words tumbled out as I explained everything, and James' face finally softened.
I'm sorry for what you went through, but one thing I know is that the more you isolate yourself, the easier it is for the wrong kind of people to hurt you.
Those words, they still stick with me to this day. Not long after my paycheck, James knocked on my door again.
Come on, we're going furniture shopping.
The flea market was a chaotic wonderland, rows of unique furniture with stories of their own.
Some of these are probably haunted, but that just makes it more fun, right?
I laughed harder than I had in months. By the end of the day, I'd snagged all my furniture at a steal, and James helped me set it all up. It finally felt like home again. From there, I started trying, saving money, cooking instead of living off noodles, and shockingly, I wasn't half bad. Some nights I even brought over chicken pot pies for James or shared with neighbors. It felt good. Before I knew it, the neighbors started talking to me too. Thanks to them, I picked up little bits of news around the building, especially the recent rumors about scammers going door to door, pretending to be from utility companies, tricking people into paying fake bills. The kind of thing that could happen to someone just like me. I'd better stay alert. One afternoon, I got off work feeling more tired than usual. When I almost got home, rain suddenly came pouring down, soaking me in seconds. By the time I got to the stairs, my vision was all blurry. Then, someone caught me. James? The last thing I remembered was his arm around me, his voice calling my name as the world slipped away. When I opened my eyes again, sunlight was streaming through unfamiliar curtains. I sat up slowly, realizing I was in James's apartment. He was bringing me a new damp towel and a bowl of hot soup.
You should probably eat this, and don't pass out again, okay?
I couldn't help but smile a little. It was clumsy, it was awkward, and it made my chest tingle in a way I'd never felt before. By late afternoon, I was steady enough to head back to my place. Then 2 men from a utility company came to James's door.
Mr. James Woodwork, your account's way overdue. If you don't pay now, we'll have to cut the service today.
Wait, that voice. It sounded so familiar. James panicked, dashed inside for his wallet, leaving the door wide open. The 2 men exchanged a quick glance and slipped inside without permission. Hey, what do you think you're doing? Startled, they bolted. One of them tripped, crashing to the floor. I lunged forward, yanked off his cap and mask. It was Caleb, Sam's boyfriend. He shoved me to the ground and sprinted off, just as James came rushing to help me. Go after them! I've got this! I scrambled to my feet and slammed my palm against the building's emergency alarm. Sirens wailed, neighbors poured out, and together the whole building chased them down. By the time the police arrived, the scammers were cornered, caught by furious tenants who weren't letting them escape. Turned out, these 2 were behind all the fake utility scams recently. As the officers dragged them out in cuffs, a voice shrieked through the crowd. No, you can't take him! He's my boyfriend! He didn't do anything wrong! My chest clenched. Sam! She'd been here this whole time, lurking in the shadows, never once facing me. Officer, I want to press charges. This woman scammed me too. Sam froze, staring at me like she'd seen a ghost.
Ma'am, you'll need to come with us.
No, please, I was just... Her pleas were drowned out as they led her away. The girl who once called herself my best friend.
You're okay?
Yeah, ready to move on.
Good. You were incredible, though. I don't even know how to thank you, so,
Please, you don't have to thank me. You've helped me plenty before, remember?
I was just looking for an excuse to invite you over for dinner.
Oh, in that case, yes. I was trying my best to stay awake during what had to be the most boring school assembly ever. The principal was saying something important, I guessed. I popped in my earbuds and started grooving to the music. It's M to the B, M to the B, M to the B. I stopped when I realized everyone was staring at me, including Eve. She looked like she turned to stone from the embarrassment of my outburst in front of the whole school. I thought there were some ants crawling in my pants. Then some random guy stood up and shouted,
"It's M to the B! It's M to the B! Bang!"
The crowd burst into laughter, breaking the monotony of the assembly. Oopsie. Hi there, I'm Emily, and I always find it hard to focus on anything for too long. How long is too long? I think about 5 or 10 seconds. Honestly, my life's full of problems, but the story I want to tell you today is a big one. I'm the youngest in a family of 5 sisters, and we're all the same age. My mom had quintuplets. That was the talk of the town back in the day. All 5 of us were cute as buttons, but the buzz died down pretty quickly because our family was poor, and to top it off, Mom was a single mom. She didn't really take care of us. We had to take care of each other, and Eve, my 4th sister, was the closest to me. All my sisters were star students at school, but for me, studying was a bit of a challenge. Not because I wasn't smart, though. Once I saw a squirrel doing a funny dance on a tree branch. I couldn't help but giggle to myself.
Emily, can you tell me who the first president of the United States was?
George Washington.
That's right. Can you tell me more about him?
I'm not really sure, but it reminds me of this time with Eve. She once made me jump over a puddle that I thought was the Delaware River, and...
Emily, stay on topic. We're learning about the American Revolution.
Oh, right. I mumbled an apology, but my mind had already drifted away. Eve seemed to be the only one who understood me. Then I had a health checkup at school, and Eve convinced the doctors to give me a more thorough exam because, well, Mom didn't have the money for that kind of thing. Afterward, we got the news that I had attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, or ADHD for short. Eve seemed worried when she heard the news, but I wasn't. I was totally thrilled. Like maybe I had something special in me. Could I be a superhero or something? Back home, before Eve could tell Mom about my diagnosis, we saw our 3 other sisters getting into a fancy black car and driving away. They didn't say a word to Eve or me. Where are they going, Mom?
Oh, they're going to a relative's house, to get adopted. Don't worry, they'll come back for the holidays.
I don't really get it. Maybe they were going on a trip. But Eve looked disappointed and put my medical report away without telling Mom.
My sweet little Emily, you're too naive and silly for any family to want you. I need Eve to stay and take care of you.
But my sisters never came back for the holidays. Don't worry, they'll be fine. That family is really wealthy. After that day, everything changed. Mom had money, she bought us nice clothes and good food, but she often came home late, leaving us alone. Eve became everything to me. She was always the one waking up early to make me delicious breakfast, even though she stayed up late studying the night before. Sometimes I caught Eve crying by herself, but she always said, everything will be okay. And I believed her. Everyone loved her. Eve was smart, beautiful, and had a bright future ahead of her. I often got snacks from boys who wanted to impress Eve. I was totally fine with that, even if she was the shining star and I was just a little firefly. Did you know that fireflies are carnivorous insects and they even eat snails? Oh, focus, Emily. One evening we were sitting at the kitchen table and Eve was trying to help me with my homework. Emily, focus! We're doing fractions. Oh, right, fractions. Just like pizza. Can we have pizza for dinner? Focus! If you cut a pizza into 8 slices and you've eaten 3, how many slices are left? 5. But no way could I eat that much at once. Good, so you've eaten 3/8 of the pizza. Oh, got it. But as soon as Eve turned back to her homework, I went back to doodling a superhero version of myself on the next page. I have to save the world from boring math. Eve shook her head, but she was smiling. You're impossible, you know that? I know, but you still love me, right? Yeah, of course I do. I knew that as long as I had Eve by my side, I could do anything. One day, we woke up to an announcement in the neighborhood, and Eve nearly screamed the roof off when she found out she'd been selected to join the Young Mayor Talent Training Program. From that day on, Eve was busy with meetings and community activities, which meant she didn't have much time for me anymore. But I was happy for her. Her brilliance was finally being recognized.
I followed Eve's progress closely and noticed that the other candidates were pretty impressive too. That's when I came up with a brilliant idea. I went to the biggest wall in the neighborhood, dumped out all the spray paint cans I could find, and got to work. After wrestling with the wall for a while, I finished my masterpiece. A campaign mural. Eve was written in huge bold letters with stars and hearts all around it. Vote for Eve! A bunch of people gathered around whispering and even taking pictures. I proudly posed with my creation. Eve was going to be so happy. But that night, Eve came home looking exhausted. As soon as she saw me, she burst into tears. You can't just paint on the wall like that! That's vandalism! We could get into serious trouble! I just wanted to help you. There are plenty of ways to help. Sitting still and not causing chaos would be a big help. I'm so tired of dealing with your messes! Please! I was upset that she scolded me, but I was even more upset that I'd let Eve down. My big idea had only made things worse. Stupid Emily. I tried to clean up the wall, but the paint was too stubborn. My hands burned from scrubbing over and over, but I wasn't going to give up. I knew I had messed up Eve's campaign. Let me help you. I turned around and saw my sister standing there holding a big bucket. Let's repaint the wall together. Only Eve could always figure out how to help me. I nodded eagerly, flashing a big smile. Things get easier when you have someone who knows how to think differently. The next morning, I woke up to the sound of shouting and chaos outside. I rushed to the window and saw a crowd gathering on the street. Statues were toppled, chairs were smashed, and public property was covered in graffiti. What happened? We pushed our way into the crowd to find out. Vandals attacked the neighborhood last night. As everyone was deep in thought, a man pointed straight at me and shouted,
It could have been that girl. She did something like that just the other day.
I didn't do it! No, Emily was with me all night! I swear on my honor! There was no need to prove anything further. That night, the vandals struck again. People saw that there were 3 of them, but no one had been able to catch them because they were too quick, disappearing into the night like shadows. Because of all the chaos, Eve had trouble sleeping, and everyone knew that whoever caught the vandals would be a hero in the neighborhood. Knowing for sure that Eve would stop me if I told her my plan, I waited until she was fast asleep before sneaking out of the house. I swiftly made my way through the dark streets, determined to find the vandals. After wandering for a while, I finally spotted them. There were indeed 3 of them, huddled together, discussing something. They looked about my age. Smashing up public property was probably just their way of expressing themselves. As I got closer to eavesdrop, I tripped over a rock and fell with a loud thud. They immediately turned around and saw me.
What do we have here? A little spy?
A spy? That actually sounds kinda cool. I was just passing by.
Oh look, isn't that the girl who did the wall painting a few days ago? Ah, so it's her. That painting was terrible, but I gotta admit, it was bold.
My mind had never worked so fast in my life. To avoid getting punched or something worse, I blurted out, I'm just like you guys, let me join your group. They looked at me skeptically, like they were waiting for a more convincing answer. I'm sick of being underestimated by everyone. They talked it over for a bit and finally agreed. These guys were pretty gullible. So I'd officially become a cool spy like in the movies. And now I just needed to figure out how to trick them into a trap.
Who's there?
A flashlight beam shone from a distance, causing the group to panic. They scattered in all directions trying to escape.
Hey idiot, run before you get caught!
I remembered that I was supposed to be one of them now, so I bolted. I dashed through alleys and narrow streets, my breath coming in quick gasps. I squeezed into the gap between 2 buildings, hiding until the sound of footsteps faded away. I climbed back through the window into my room, trying not to wake my sister. Phew, finally made it. I turned on the light and nearly jumped out of my skin when I saw Eve sitting on my bed, arms crossed, looking super serious. Where have you been? I went for a walk. At midnight? I just heard that people spotted the vandals in the park, and now you come back looking all dirty and suspicious? I was helping chase them off. Yeah, that's it. Eve put her hands on her head and sighed. I must be worrying too much. I'm sorry. Go to bed early. Good night, Eve. If anything's wrong, you'll tell me, right? I felt a bit guilty. I wanted to tell her everything, but I couldn't risk it. Not yet. Eve seemed reassured and went back to her room after seeing me nod like crazy. A few days later, some new rumors started circulating at school. Statues and mannequins had been stolen from the art room, and everyone believed the vandals had broken into the school. The more the rumors spread, the more uneasy I felt. That night, I had another meeting with the vandals at the park to plan their next heist. Sitting in class, I was restless, tapping my pencil nonstop. Maybe I could turn this into a rhythm, right?
Emily, this is the 3rd time you've disrupted class. Stay after school to copy the school rules in my office.
Great, another detention. I was used to it by now, but before the bell rang to end detention, I got a text from Eve that made my heart drop. I had to get home immediately.
Emily, get back here!
The teacher grabbed my arm, but I struggled free.
I'm sorry, but I really have to go! You're expelled, Emily!
I ran out of there. Nothing could scare me now because something much worse was waiting for me at home. I burst into my room to find Eve absolutely furious, holding the white cloth I'd used to cover up my secret. How did you find out?
There's a huge pile of them right here, Emily! But why did you steal them? Why are you involved with those vandals? I defended you to everyone and now this?
Eve, I didn't steal them, I just borrowed them. Eve shook her head and started crying.
I give up. I'm dropping out of the program. I can't focus on that when I can't even keep my little sister out of trouble.
Eve left the room and I couldn't say anything. I knew what I had to do now. It was time to act, not explain. I gathered up all the statues and mannequins and loaded them onto a cart, hauling them to the park. I carefully placed each one back where it belonged. Next, I set up the lights, doing my best to make sure everything was perfect. As night fell, I waited for the vandals to arrive.
The new recruiters ran on time.
Just a little nervous, that's all. They approached the benches in the park, pulling out their spray paint cans just as I flipped the switch for the lights. In the darkness, the statues looked like real people standing in the park. The vandals froze in their tracks, caught completely off guard.
Run! What are you waiting for? Hold on. They're not moving and they're not shouting. Is someone messing with us?
Seeing my plan starting to fall apart, I tried to keep it together.
Ghosts! They're ghosts! Run!
It actually worked. The vandals freaked out and tried to escape, but they were surrounded.
This way!
I shouted, leading them toward a dark spot with no lights, but they triggered the trap I had set up earlier. A net dropped down from the trees, and the vandals were caught, struggling helplessly in the net.
Gotcha!
The first person to arrive was Eve, followed by the police and the neighbors. They were all marveling at what I'd done. They took pictures and showered me with praise.
Did you do all of this? Yep, I told you I could help.
Eve hugged me tightly. Wow, looks like I finally didn't mess up this time.
You're amazing! I'm so proud of you!
As the police took the vandals away and the mannequins were returned to school, the park returned to its usual peaceful state. Eve and I found a bench and sat down. Now you can focus on taking on the other candidates again.
I've decided to drop out of the race.
What? Why? You were doing so well.
You're more important to me than any race or title. I want to spend more time taking care of my silly little sister. I won't get mad or yell at you anymore.
I hugged Eve, feeling incredibly happy.
I promise I won't get into any more trouble. Wait, I think I just got expelled today.
What? Emily!
After a whole 10 years, I finally landed in Seoul, my hometown. I couldn't believe it. Then, out of nowhere, a group of insanely handsome guys in black suits appeared and bowed to me.
Miss Hannah, welcome home!
Oh my, I had zero clue what was happening. But when they gently guided me toward a Bentley that literally screamed Chable Era's energy, I just went along. I mean, even if this was a kidnapping, honestly worth it. Hi, I'm Hana, 17 years old, half Korean, half American. I was born 5 minutes after my big sis Sora, and 10 minutes before my little sis Minji. Yep, I'm a triplet. Growing up with my sisters in Korea was like having 2 built-in soulmates. We all love tteokbokki and bingsu. But none of us could ever survive the smell of cheonggukjang, that super fermented soybean stew. Ugh. And if Sora caught a cold, Minji and I would randomly sneeze for no reason. Or when Minji wandered off, which happened every day, Sora and I could always sense where she was. We even made a time capsule together, burying it under the giant tree that had been standing for generations. It was our promise to each other to return in 10 years and see where life had taken us. But then, everything changed. Mom and Dad got divorced, and Mom brought me half across the globe to the US. It broke my heart to leave Sora and Minji behind. We tried everything to stay connected. Texts, video calls, even sending each other little care packages. But with the crazy time difference, school, and life, slowly we drifted apart. Still, I tried my best to hold on to my Korean part as a way of staying connected with them. Fast forward to the present, I finally got the chance to come back to Korea, only to be whisked away by a Bentley full of handsome bodyguards. The car pulled up to this massive Hanok mansion like something straight out of a K-drama. When the gate opened, 2 dainty figures appeared, both with flawless porcelain skin, long black hair, and identical faces to mine. Sora! Minji! I ran to them, ready to pull them into the hug I'd been dreaming of for years. But they dodged me, like it was a freaking parasite. How could they be this cold after all these years apart?
Sister, welcome home.
Please come inside. Father and the family are waiting for you. Wait, this was our house? Turns out Dad had kept his insanely wealthy background a secret. I'm talking like founder of Korea's biggest hospital empire kind of wealth. So after the divorce, he returned to his chaebol roots. I know, drama, but wait till you meet the relatives.
Oh, she's a bit chubby, isn't she?
Her skin's too tan, don't you think?
What is she wearing? So American.
In my panic, I just kept bowing like a broken bobblehead, then accidentally bumped into an Ajishi's nose. I'm so sorry. Mianhayo? Sora had to step in and apologize on my behalf. So embarrassing. Before I could blink, I was sitting at this massive dinner table surrounded by a feast fit for royalty. I lost all self-control, devouring everything in sight like I hadn't eaten in weeks. Suddenly, every pair of eyes locked on me.
Psst, you're not supposed to eat before the elders.
Oops, my bad. After the meal, Grandma handed me a plate of fresh Jeju tangerines. This time I offered them to the elders first, then popped one in my mouth, just as Dad was giving his speech.
We gathered here today, first, to welcome my daughter, Hannah, home. And second, I'd like to announce that we're opening a new hospital branch overseas, and we need someone with international experience to lead it. I believe no one is more suited than Hannah.
I completely choked on the tangerine seeds and spat them out like little missiles, flying straight at the elders. Every pair of eyes turned to me in silent judgment. Dad had to awkwardly wrap up dinner on the spot while I mentally filled out a one-way application to disappear from Earth. That night, I couldn't sleep. I wanted to talk to Sora and Minji to finally reconnect like old times. Then I found them talking in the backyard, but I noticed their mood was off.
Honey, don't be upset. I'm sure Dad still thinks highly of you.
Apparently not. She just got here and suddenly she's the one chosen to run the overseas branch? What has she done to deserve it? Honestly, she should just stay in America. My chest tightened and my feelings almost slipped out. Sora and Minji turned and saw me.
Hannah, wait!
I stumbled back to my room, and early the next morning I was ready to catch the first flight back to the States. Sora was right. I didn't belong here. But on my way to the airport, a part of me couldn't let go. It urged me to make one last attempt to reconnect with my sisters. There was still one thing I had to see, the time capsule. Where was the ancient tree? Did they tear it down just to replace it with this cold, lifeless concrete block? That meant the time capsule was gone too. Suddenly, tears welled up in my eyes. All the memories, all the promises, erased.
You were looking for the time capsule, weren't you?
I turned around, surprised to see Minji. How did you know?
Triplet bond, remember? Don't worry, we moved it before the construction and kept it somewhere safe, because we knew you'd come back one day. And we didn't want to open it without you.
Really? So where is it now? Right here? In our backyard?
Yep, closest to our hearts, right?
I couldn't agree more. We sat down and talked for hours, catching up on all the lost time. It felt like I'd never left.
Honey, what's it like being away from home?
Honestly, lonely. I missed you both every single day. And sometimes it felt like I lost that special connection with you guys.
Hey, you know Sora didn't mean what she said, right? It's just that overseas position meant a lot to her. I think she's more mad at herself than at you.
I really wanted to believe that. Then, out of nowhere, Minji came up with an idea for us to bond before I left for the States. First, she convinced Sora to go to a noraebang, a Korean karaoke place. I grabbed the mic and blasted out the catchiest K-pop tune. Kissy face, send to your phone, but I'm trying to kiss your lips for real. At it, girl! Then we headed to the street food stall in front of our old school, eagerly stuffing our faces with tteokbokki and odeng. The flavor just hit, nostalgic and comforting. Afterward, we made our way to the jjimjilbang, lying side by side in oversized sauna uniforms. Nothing felt more perfect than this moment. As the lights dimmed, I felt Sora's hand gently slip into mine. I'm sorry for what I said. I never meant to make you feel left out. I let rivalry get the best of me. The truth is, I miss you too, and I'm just so glad you're finally home. I smiled through the tears. Finally, our hearts were back where they belonged, together. Later, I spoke to Dad about the overseas branch and suggested that Sora should take the lead. Given her extensive research into the market, I'd support her by offering insights where needed. Dad agreed, and it perfectly aligned with his plan to launch a high-profile corporate event to present the project. Sora was ecstatic and determined to prove herself. She dove into the work, drowning in documents, meetings, and endless calls. Minji and I tried to pull her away for a break, but she barely glanced up from her laptop. One night, I woke up from a faint sob, followed the sound and found Sora sitting alone in the backyard wiping her tears. It took me forever to get her to open up. The venue just canceled our reservation, and we only have a few days left before the event. I thought I could handle this on my own because Dad trusted me. You trusted me, but now it's all ruined. I failed everyone. Her cries were so loud they woke Minji up. The two of us tried everything to calm her down. You don't have to do this alone. We've got you. The three of us. We'll pull it off together. The very next day, we sprang into action. Minji pulled out her tablet and started calling every guest to confirm their attendance and send them the updated venue details. I rushed to the backup venue, coordinating with the staff to rearrange seating and set up the banners and lights. Meanwhile, back home, Sora was typing like a machine, revising her presentation and replanning the event timeline. Time passed quickly, and by D-Day, we had turned complete chaos into a perfectly coordinated event. The guests arrived, the music played, and the stage light lit the room. Dad walked onto the stage, beaming with pride. When Sora confidently delivered her speech, Minji and I watched her with nothing but admiration. She did it! We did it. Together. That night we celebrated in the backyard just like old times. Laughter filled the air as we enjoyed food and drinks under the stars. But as the night wore on, an unexpected silence fell over us. I suddenly remembered the time capsule. Without a word, we all grabbed the shovels and began digging. There it was, just like I remembered. Inside, we found little trinkets, notes, and pictures, fragments of our childhood. Sitting there, surrounded by pieces of our past and present, it felt like time had come full circle.
Hey, there's something I need to tell you. I'm going to study abroad in France.
Both Sora and I froze. I turned to her expecting anger or frustration, but instead her face softened. Well, you should. You worked hard for it, Minji. You deserve it.
But I'll be so far away. What if we lose touch?
You won't. No matter how far apart we are, we'll always be there for each other, and no distance will ever break that bond. We decided to make a new time capsule, gathering new trinkets, Polaroids, and notes for our future selves. Let's bury it here, and when we're ready, we'll come back and open it together. Promise?
Promise.
And just like that, a new pact was made. A promise that no matter where life took us, no matter the distance, we would always find our way back to each other.